Nice, some new parts to be installed. Welcome, Maz here. I hope you're having a splendid day. Today's video is a little bit of a wrong sequenced video because we do have a new car parked outside, and you may have guessed it then. It's a Mustang Mach-e, and I haven't recorded any video of it, so that will maybe be coming. Let's see. I'm a little bit late to the Mustang Mach-e game, and as you know, I did have a 2018 Mustang GT, which I have made a wallpaper of here in my garage, so I missed that car. But anyhow, that's the way it is. So today we will be installing a screen protector from Spigen for the main screen on the interior then, and also we do have some mud guards from a company called GAFAT or GAFAT or GAFAT, I don't know, whatever. So that is that. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it down below or give a description of it at least so you can have a look for yourself. So that is the intention of today's video, is to give a brief review of both these products, and I think the screen protector will be much more difficult to apply than to install the mud guards or mud flaps, I don't know, whatever you call it in US or England or wherever you might be watching from, but that's the way it is. So that is what we will be doing today, and if you found today's video informational, leave a thumbs up, and also do leave your comments, questions down below in the comment sections. Let's be interactive, and also do remember to subscribe to the channel if you do like this type of content. And we'll see, we have some more modifications coming for the Mach-e, so I have a front splitter, side skirts, and also a rear lip ordered, and we'll see once the summer comes, it's freezing outside, if we will go for a new set of wheels. So stay tuned for that type of content, and also we have content for the MX-5 and other tech stuff as well. But with that said, let's get on with the video. Let's do a quick unboxing of both products. So let's start with the screen protector, and we'll get it open and see what's included. So I have used Spigen cases for my phones, both iPhone and also Android phones, and they have been really well, so that's why I wanted to opt to go for Spigen screen protector as well for the car. And let's see how it works out. Okay, so here we have a squeegee of two different kinds, it seems, and we do have some dust sticker, dust removal, and most likely a cleaning product as well, alcohol then, and then a pamphlet of the installation guide. Then we do have the screen protector itself. We'll be a little bit careful because this is actually glass then, and I don't know if this comes through here now. We do have a cutout for the volume knob right here. So we don't have a template for the installation, so we'll have to get it right the first time, otherwise it will be a mess, similar to when you have your screen protector for your phone then. But all in all, that is what is included in the kit for the Spigen screen protector. So let's briefly have a look at what's included in the mud flaps or mud guards kit. Let's start with the tools. We have the world's tiniest Phillips head screwdriver. I'm not sure if we will be needing this for anything. We also have a tool to remove plastic rivets. I'll show you how those work in just a second. We do also have a installation guide. And then we also have extra set of plastic rivets. The car is already equipped with these, but we do get a spare set. So how this works are, there are pre-drilled holes in the car. We push this larger portion into the hole, and when we depress this middle section here, this part will expand and keep it in place. And when we want to remove it, as you can see, hopefully there is a slot here. We can put a flathead screwdriver in there and pull upwards, and this part will come out and release the tension on this part, and then we can remove this whole plastic rivet then with a tool like this, or with a screwdriver, or with our hands, depending on how tight it is sitting then. So that is how these work. And then we also have the mud guards or mud flaps themselves. So this is for the rear, so we have a larger piece. These are for the rears, and the smaller pieces are for the fronts. I'll just show you in a bit. And these are in plastic, and they're a little bit rugged, and they will fit nicely with the version of Mach-e we have, because we don't have the gloss black parts around the wheel wells or rocker panels, so this will blend in nicely. And as you can see, we have cutouts for where the hardware will mount. And also on the mud flaps themselves, we do have an indication of which position on the car this would be. So this is rear left. And then we have the ones for the front. As you can see, we have pre-drilled holes here as well. And then it says front left, and then the same for the front right and rear right. And for tools, we will be needing a flathead screwdriver. As I mentioned, we need to remove plastic rivets such as this, which are already installed on the car. And then we will need a 10mm socket for the rears. I'll show you where that's needed. And also we do have a T30 Torx bit in order to remove 2 screws on the front of the car then. So that is that with regards to the mud flaps, mud guards, whatever you want to call it. Let's go out and have it installed. So with this a little bit cleaned up, as you can see, we have the Torx screw right here. So it's the T30 bit that we will use for that. And here we do have a plastic rivet where we need to pop out the middle part, and I will use my flathead screwdriver so we can go ahead with that. So I'll put it here in the slot we have here and wiggle a little bit. Sometimes the whole middle section here comes out, or the whole piece, depending on how lucky you are or how it's sitting. So as you can see, the middle portion is out, and I'll just put my flathead screwdriver behind the rivet itself and wiggle a little bit, and we should have it out like so. And this looks a little bit different compared to the ones we got included in the kit, but the principle is the same. And the next is then to remove the T30 screw like that. So now we have both hardware out, and it is time to install the mud guard or flap itself. Before we continue with the installation, I just want to show you where you see these 2 teeth. We could say there's an indentation here, and this portion then goes where your trim piece around the wheel well and the rocker panel meets, and these 2 teeth then goes into the slot we have here on these 2 trim pieces. And then we also have a piece here, or a lip, on the lower portion, which we need to consider when mounting it on the underside of the car right here. Next then is to install the mud flap, and as I mentioned then, we need to consider the 2 teeth here, and also I will start off with the top here, and then we'll see if we can get it to sit snugly like so. And there we have that. Next is then to install the screw. It's a little bit difficult with gloves on as well. It's -3 degrees Celsius here today. This doesn't need to be overly snug as it's plastic. And for this plastic rivet then, just push it into place. The middle portion will pop back in once we have the main rivet, part of the rivet, into the hole here. Like that. And then we push the middle section in. Like so. For the rear, we do have a screw or bolt down here, which is a 10mm bolt, and for that we will use our 10mm socket, which I talked about earlier. And then we do have 3 plastic rivets, one here, and one here, and the removal of these 3 are the same as for the front then. So we'll take out the push pin here. Don't worry if the whole middle section pops out, we'll put it back in. It's no issues. There is the second one. There we have the third one out. If the push pin pops out, meaning the middle part, as you can see hopefully in the rivet here, we do have a slot, and we do have a similar slot then, or indentation on the push pin itself. We just line those up, and as you can see, the push pin goes back in place. With the rear, we start off with positioning it from the top, or at least I'll do. Then we'll take our plastic rivet and push it in, lock it in place. Then we take the second one, do the same thing like that. And then we have our 10mm screw on the bottom to attach as well. Now we are finished with all 4 corners, and you saw it is a rather simple installation even if you haven't done anything like this before. And the finish of the mud flaps or mud guards do blend really well with the OEM trim pieces we have on the car, and the fit and finish almost OEM, not 100%. It's a Ford, so that is actually OEM fitment, sorry for that. And if you have a look on the rears, it is the same case here. All in all, very easy installation, and it blends in really well with the rest of the car. With that said, let's move on to the interior. Before we get on with the installation, I just wanted to briefly talk about these 2 handles, which are really handy actually. So we can grab these and position the film once the rear backing protective film has been removed for the glue to stick on the screen, but we can then use these 2 handles to position the film on the screen itself, which is a great bonus. Being an OCD type of guy, I still have the OEM screen cover here, as you can see. I don't know if it comes through. I left it there because I knew this day would come. I didn't want to have fingerprints and so on, which I needed to remove, etc., etc. But obviously we need to remove that before we continue the installation. And the screen protector itself then has a backing film on the backside, which then obviously we need to remove in order for us to be able to place this onto the screen. And then we have a front backing tape as well, which I mentioned then have these 2 handles which we can use to navigate. This will get a little bit tricky because we obviously want to have this centered, and being in a car we don't have that much maneuverability, so we'll do the best of our abilities then. Hopefully we'll get it straight. So I'll just remove the lower portion of the screen protector and try to align this to the best of my capabilities then. And we'll take our little squeegee and squeegee out any air bubbles and get the adhesive to stick. I'll remove the front film once I have pushed as much as I can out. So let's remove the front film and then continue with squeegeeing out any potential air bubbles. And this squeegee has a little bit of felt tape, so we should not scratch our newly installed screen protector. There are some major bubbles here, but we'll get all these out, I hope. Could be that we have some dust somewhere. Before I turn the car on and we discuss what the screen protector is like with regards to touch, etc., I think you can see that there is actually a matte finish to the screen protector itself, which in my opinion is a great thing. It has some anti-glare properties, and also the touch is really smooth on the surface of the screen protector, which I do really like. And also, I don't know if this comes through, I can't actually see that there are any fingerprints left on the screen. You might see some condensation because it's quite cold and my fingers are a little bit warmer than the screen itself, but I can't see any fingerprints left on the screen, which is a great bonus. So with regards to the installation, as you saw, it went pretty quick. I didn't use those 2 handles, which I thought would come in handy. I just used the bottom edge of the screen here as reference, and as you saw, I didn't remove the backing film completely. I just removed a portion of it in order for not the whole thing to be sticking to the screen in case I needed to adjust something then. So that is something to keep in mind. If you want to use those handles, do that, or find some sort of a reference which you can use. And also, if you do get dust, etc., on the screen, you have these dust removal stickers included in the kit. And also do remember to fully wipe down the screen so you have it as clean as possible before installing the film then on top of your screen. And with regards to the touch capabilities, and in my opinion, there is no difference compared to before with regards to how touch is captured. I haven't felt any misses with regards to my touch done. As you can see, everything is working as before, or it may be difficult for you to know how it was working before, but in my opinion there is no difference compared to before with regards to what the touch feels like and how it operates. And as you can see, it is registering everything from my touch then on the screen, so that is a great bonus. And also do remember, once you have installed the film, to go over the whole surface with the squeegees, mainly this one with the felt, because this doesn't damage the screen. And also remember to do the whole screen and work your way towards the edges to get the adhesive to stick to the screen as good as possible, so you don't have any issues with the touch. Because if this is sitting a little bit apart from the screen, then obviously the touch will not recognize. And also, if you don't really push it out onto the edges, it could be that the edges starts to let go over time. So that is also something to consider. And also, if you have some small bubbles, usually they tend to go away by themselves. If not, you can try to squeegee them out with a little bit of more pressure, but not too much so you damage the screen. So all in all, that was that with the installation of the screen protector, and it went really well. So let's wrap the video up. So that was that with regards to today's video. We have done installation or 2 modifications which are functional in my opinion. So we have installed the mud flaps or mud guards. Leave a comment down below what they're actually called. So that will hopefully prevent or minimizing the risk of getting rock chips on the rocker panels or the lower portions of the door, and also the rear bumper. And also we have then installed a screen protector which gives us anti-glare properties. We don't get that much fingerprints on the screen, and obviously it will protect the screen from scratching and so on. So that is a great thing. If you found today's video informational, give it a big thumbs up. If you do have any questions, comments or feedback, leave them in the comment sections below and let's be interactive. And also, if you do like the content of the channel similar to this, do consider subscribing to support the channel. But with that said, I'll be seeing you on the next one.